Will, can I help you?
I would like a lawsuit.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What do you have to say about
For laughter.
the Opie situation, sir?
Yes. So, I don't know all the details, but, he gave you, if I understand correctly, he kind of gave you your first big break in radio. Mm-hmm. And you guys did a lot of nice work together.
Sure.
And it just, it doesn't seem, I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know, but I think it's a mistake for you to talk about Opie the way that you do.
You're one of the children of divorce, sir. You just don't like me and Opie broke up, and you feel abandoned by us, and I understand that.
Listen, I'm a big fan of yours, Mr. Cumia, sincerely.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
I will explain to you. I will explain to you what the dilly O is with that whole thing, yo. Yes, Gregg Opie Hughes had a radio show on WBAB on Long Island. I was invited to come in to do his show. I had been doing other shows. I'm not saying they would have any other partnership with Chaz at WPLR or any of the other stations on Long Island.
Names
that I went on their show and
John
also
and Lisa on WSCW in Wilmington, Delaware in 1992.
There you go. All the other shows.
How you like that? Eat a dick.
That I might have done well on, if who knows, but I get it. Me and Opie did make something amazing out of our show. But the thing is here, for how much Opie helped me in radio, I helped him in radio. Opie wasn't going anywhere but music-based programs. I was actually the one that brought the talk show format to the Opie show. I couldn't, and it was, by the way, it was out of my own ignorance for radio. I didn't know that jocks had to play a certain amount of songs an hour when you were a music jock. I didn't know about, when you took a break to just read liners that you couldn't riff. Why didn't you stay on longer? Why didn't you take that call live instead of record it? Why don't you just crack the mics and start talking about something? That was my own ignorance. But when we started getting ratings, we were able to do those things because they knew it was successful and popular, the GMs and PDs and whatnot. So I helped him, and he helped me. Yes, he got me out of a fucking tin-knocking job, but I got him out of a shit, low-paying Spin Records radio job. We both helped each other.
Be that as it may, Mr. Cumia, be that as it may, you're not really addressing my ball-breaking point.
And what was that?
That doesn't really give you the, not for nothing, but it doesn't seem like it gives you the, why? I mean, you speak in a kind of cruel and unfriendly way about
You are right.
And
You are right, Will. Let me address that now. I didn't, if you noticed, during our entire career together, I never badmouthed Opie in private. I might have said some things to loved ones and our agent, but I didn't go on air and shit talk Opie until, and you bring up, why do I speak so ill of him these days?
I think it's a mistake.
Hey, hold on. He fucking backstabbed me. I understand what I did, and I take full responsibility for what I did, but I also blame the PC bullshit going on at Sirius at the time for throwing me out. But they brought Opie in the office and told him, look, this is what the deal is. We're going to have to let Anthony go. And Opie sat there and went, hey, you got to do what you got to do. There was no attempt. And by the way, if he would have bailed and me, him, and Jimmy would have started our own thing, that would have been, we would have been predecessors to even Joe Rogan doing any of that shit. Right. But again, he fucking thought, with me gone, it could finally be the Opie show, and he could succeed and show everyone how amazing a comic he is.
Are you a Christian?
No. Yes. All right, I'll say yes. Yes.
Forgive me. You know what you're doing. It's not what I meant.
Forgive me.
I apologize.
No, I forgive.
Well, listen.
Forgive him. He knows not what he's doing.
There's a parable about the debtor. And he goes to his.
Is it just an herbal? And he put a P like the Pfizer joke?
I'm about to shit on this guy.
I am a Christian,
So am
And what
I.
I mean by that, hang on,
know what that means.
for goodness sake.
What does that have to do
What
with
I mean by that is that I do the best I can to represent truth. I believe that truth
Superman.
does exist. There is something called the truth, and it does exist.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Jesus Christ represents as far as I'm concerned.
Jesus
And he says that
Christ.
in John 14:6. The point that I'm bringing up is that there's the parable of the
Stone
forgiven
Cold
debtor.
3:16?
And the debtor goes to his master because he owes a lot of money. And
So I have seen Opie in these office meetings with our bosses and whatnot, completely selling out members of our staff. I've seen it. I was there. Watching and trying to be like, well, he's not that, but he's a good guy. And, and Opie be like, we just got to find somebody else. This guy ain't cutting it. And meanwhile, it was his own frustrations about himself, not the actual person doing the job. Steve Carlisi, by the way. That's the one guy who also is still dead.
Poor guys just went ding.
He's still, one of those guys. I was in that office when Opie shit-talked Steve Carlisi so bad to management. What he would do, one of Opie's strategies with people was he'd get them hired, shit-talk them, to the point where the boss would be ready to fire them. Then he would say, no, look, hang on to him, we'll work with him. Then he'll go back to the guy and go, dude, I just saved your fucking job. I saw it happen on numerous occasions. And then to think that after I got the boot, he was in an office pulling that shit, but with me now. Well, he fucking... do what you got to do, man. I got this. I'll do the show. And just like, fuck off. Zero loyalty, that motherfucker. Zero fucking loyalty.
Isn't he the one? And I could tell.
That's where the shit comes from, by the way. It's not, look, I could do 20 years of fucking great fun radio with the guy. And I have I didn't have any personal vendetta at that point where if I had left the job or gotten fired, I would have shit-talked him. But he fucking was so disloyal and just like, oh, Anthony, bye, 20 years, bye. I could do this myself. And you saw how well that worked out. He's under a bridge on Long Island doing fucking podcasts, if you even want to call it that.
Don't you think it's its own worst punishment? It really is. Like, we sit there, like, we joke about the growth, but like you see, I walk into Sullivan's, I'm like, now you go. Like, that's how much we love. Now you
Tag
go.
team.
Like, thank you for that. Now, thanks for, we have so much fun, right? Okay. Isn't he the guy that fucking Ron and Fez, when they were in their heyday, it's like, it's like he was so insecure that they were as funny as them.
That he got them taken off of the channel.
Two guys that like 10 minutes ago were saying like, it's the best 4 hours. Oh, that's us. Like, it's so fun.
Taken off the channel
because he didn't want them.
It was the Opie and Anthony show and Ron and Fez, and it had been that way at NEW, and then on our syndicated things at WJFK and a lot of the other locations we were syndicated to. It just fits so well having Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez. Yeah. So that Sirius satellite radio was like, same channel, Opie and Anthony, Ron and Fez, and Ron and Fez are so funny. They became very popular. And Opie, in his unbelievable insecurity.
By the way, not to call to create a similarity, but it's weird how Bennington is still doing so great without Fez. But anyway.
Yeah.
You're doing a hell of a job yourself. But you know what I mean. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
I get it. But
that sucks. Go on.
There he was. But there he was saying, in these meetings, again, I was sitting there when he goes.
It's almost like your real name is Anthony Cumia and his real name is Ron Bennington, and Fez and Opie are made up names.
Where did they go?
Anyway,
where did they go?
Sorry. I'm just his co-host, Dave Landau, everyone. All right, so go on.
I was in that meeting when Opie was like, we'd like it to just be the Opie and Anthony channel.
Oh.
And because of that, we'd like it to just be, is there a way you could get Ron and Fez on another channel?
What is his logic for throwing people off a very good network?
His insecurities would make him shit on everybody. Like he had a shit on everyone.
You know how this is, and then I'll stop, but I mean, like, big fan. And I'll say, but it's like, you're really good at what you do, and you go to bed every night like I do, like, oh, well, you go to bed different, but I know I'm stealing from you every night when I go to, but what's it like to be him, go to bed?
I don't have to reach down and put the seat back to go to bed.
I'm like, I'm putting out of bed, visor down, it's going to be a sunny day.
Right.
I'm not kidding. Isn't it its own worst fun being him like on the bed like, oh my God, who do I have to get rid of next? Because do you ever go to bed worried? You're like, I can't wait.
He was always saying that. He was like, you know, I didn't want to be the boss. Then don't. Like he'd say how much he didn't want to be the boss, but then we'd be like, where's Ope? Oh yeah, he's out to lunch with the management. Yeah. It's like, you don't go to lunch with fucking management. You don't do that unless you want to be the boss. And that was his opportunity to shit talk people and try to push himself more. And then he'd come back and, you know, I was. He'd have to tell everyone, I was with Steve Blatter. Went over to the restaurant. We were talking good things. We were talking good things. Like, shut the fuck up. You're trying to come off like a boss. Yeah. And then you talk about the stress of being the boss. You're not. Come in, do the show, and fucking leave. Let E-Rock and the other people, Travis, and the other people that dealt with the show be that intermediary between management and us.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to be a chore.
And I know I've become that old person like, well, you know, they're not really your friends. I talk like that now, but it's true. It's like
it's got to be a chore.
It's got to be a chore.
Have to be that. Like, he can't be happy looking at his a 30-minute recording of him under a bridge rambling on. I listened to it. Actually,
you're fucking with me.
I swear to you.
I'm starting to believe it.
Punch it up. Punch up the beginning of this, because everyone's told me they can't make it through 5 minutes of this.
The steam in his apartment one?
No, it's the one where he's under a fucking bridge.
Oh no, that was. I guess he does multiple under the bridge ones.
Oh, maybe that's the one.
Is that like a
the
bit?
steam in his apartment. Okay, I thought you meant in his apartment.
Is that a bit? Because he's under a bridge? Like,
dude, it's wild. It's so crazy that people are going to love it. Here's what Opie does. Here's what Opie's insecurity has done to him. He doesn't want anything to be able to be compared to what he's doing. So if he did a show in a studio, you'd go, oh, this guy is much better than Opie, or this guy is much better than...
show under a bridge.
He's like, no one's doing it under a bridge and rambling on nonsensically with a fucking phone, so I can't be compared to anyone, so I must be the most awesome person doing this. That's what he does.
So
he doesn't want to compete because he feels he can't. He's got no fucking confidence, and he shouldn't.
He's got no creative ability.
No creative ability. He was able to grab people that for a split second he saw. And being a judge of talent, let me tell you the amazing people he had before I came on board at BAB. He had a guy called Pete from around the corner. Pete from around the corner.
Where did Pete live?
I think it was around the corner. And he would come in, and every night he would do a top 5 list. It was not even just kind of based on David Letterman's top 10 list. It was a direct ripoff of David Letterman's top 10 list. And Opie's like, oh, I cultivate this talent. It's like, what? Before me, everyone you had on sucked. By the way, they all left because you were an asshole. I was able to bite my tongue for 20 fucking years, but all these guys can't stand him now. Even Pete from around the corner. I haven't seen him. I've been around the corner lately.
I hear he moved.
Did he? Where?
He's Pete from around the block.
Around the block. He went all the way around.
You were going to ask for more? I thought I could just sit on that goal.
Around the block was further than around the corner, by the way. I remember.
I wasn't ready. I
grew up in Flushing. No, I really didn't. But, so he just had no confidence. And he did this thing where I think he also thinks that, you know how we get on air and we joke around and yell a lot? We tend to yell a lot. I think he thinks it's just funny to yell. Like, you don't have to actually come up with anything, just as long as you're yelling.
Yeah.
And so he does that. And he tells these stories. These stories go nowhere, and they're so protracted, and they go off on tangents, and there's nothing to them. They're not compelling. They're not interesting or funny. They're not captivating. They are just long, boring stories about nothing.
They fill the airtime, so he's doing his job.
He thinks 30 minutes. He needs somebody that is able to have a conversation in order to do that. All right, let's listen to a little of this. This, by the way, is
not
what
sure
he
if this is
chose
going to work today.
He's under a
but we'll
bridge.
Give it a try. What's going on, Jason?
He's under a
Har
bridge.
and
Now we'll
John
announce
Jobim.
the people
What's
that are
going on, man.
Listen to the
How are you,
mic.
buddy?
It's the muddiest.
Welcome to Under the Bridge. What's up, Gabor? And Tim McConnell, hey. What's up, Craig Godwin?
I just have a very loud question.
Please, feel
All
free.
right, you're Opie. I want to.
Ah!
You're Opie.
Oh, oh.
What do you do? How are you sitting? How are you fashioned under a bridge? Are you sitting? Okay, I'll be Opie.
Dude, you just don't get it, man.
I'm sitting here
You
with
just
my.
don't get it.
Am I on my? This is me. I'm under the bridge like this.
Yeah.
Am I standing?
And he won't show.
Am I-
He won't show himself. Again, complete lack of
So
confidence.
this is me. So I walk. I get to under the bridge
Yeah.
here.
He's probably walking, going, "Where do I do podcast? Where do I do it today?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna do it under the bridge. That'll be cool."
But so and then you just go, all right, and you start talking.
Yeah. If you have enough money or anything to just live your life, you don't do things like that. And even if you don't, you just don't do things like that.
You don't do it more than once.
No. You'd go, wow, that was a bad idea.
the f-
Why hasn't he invested anything in just some equipment, a small place that he could put in his
Some
own
people say
house?
you can steal 35 credit cards and buy fucking
Buy
podcasts
anything you
from
want.
everyone. That's what he did, I heard.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Okay, but here's the and then I'm done, and I want to go back to this.
Oh.
You watch it once and say, nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And then you go do episode 2. You walk back to the bridge. You stand under the bridge. This is
He's under the bridge.
Okay.
Episode 2 is at the Fresh Kills dump landfill over in Staten Island.
oh my God! Stop it.
It's beyond anything. So here, let's continue a little bit.
Oh, look at that. Look at the fail. There's a fail that's joined me today. Just ducked under. I wonder if he's going to pop up with a fish or not.
And he's doing like baby
Oh,
talk.
for you and Bubba the Love Sponge finger popping
blew it,
each
buddy.
other yet.
You blew it, Ant.
That's a good
blew
one.
it.
I haven't heard from Bubba since he said he was going to Howard Stern
Oh my
to
God!
get his permission. I'm not asking for permission, but Bubba's wanted to ask Howard for permission to pursue the Opie and Bubba the Love Sponge show. And I told him it was a bad idea. I basically said, Bubba, save yourself. There's the bird. He popped back up. Hi, birdie, bird. What up, bird? He's wandering around for a little,
what is
for a
this?
little
Hold on,
din-din.
I'm filling
And
up.
I told
Give me
Bubba,
my
I go,
2
Bubba,
weeks,
save
'cause I've
yourself.
gotta- I'm
Don't do
leaving.
that. Don't do it.
I'm
And,
giving you my 2 weeks.
honestly,
I got to
haven't
write
heard
all
from
that
Bubba
here
the
because
Love
I
Sponge
need to
since.
get on
I
the
should,
ground
I
floor of
should
this.
text him
Like
and
this is
see.
the nightmare. I don't
But
enjoy
last
my.
I
I need to
checked in, he
be.
was too
I
scared
need to be, and we could
to,
drink on top of
email
the bridge
Howard.
before the show. Me, you know.
He's
What's up,
under
Wayne
a
Blue Atkins?
bridge.
How are you, buddy? Welcome.
Rambling. Like if this
Fuck
was
Stern.
some kind of
Man,
what's
I
his
gotta tell
name?
you
What was that
something.
comic Man on
So-
the Moon? Fucking
Kaufman.
yeah, Andy Kaufman. If this was an Andy Kaufman thing, people would be like, "This is brilliant,"
Yeah.
because Andy Kaufman did things that were annoying,
Hello.
not funny, and he would keep doing it to the point where people would be like mad at it.
Yeah.
That's what this fucking is. But I know he's not that brilliant to do that. This is him trying to really do a podcast.
Why is he under the bridge?
Because it's cool. Geno, don't you get it?
No,
It's
it hurts.
awesomely cool.
I'm gonna try.
No one does a podcast from under a bridge. That's why it's awesome.
No one does a podcast on the side of a cliff.
That's
don't.
true too.
They don't.
I guess you didn't see episode 3.
That's why you're sitting there. That's really good.
But a little more. I gotta hear.
Last
I
I
don't
left you
get
guys, I said I had to head to the city, and I did that. I went in yesterday. That's why no live stream this morning. The kid was a bit tired. Bird's not taking a dip, man. That bird doesn't have. Oh, he popped up over here. That bird doesn't have the luxury of taking a dip. He's looking for din-din.
It's so disjointed.
anyway,
It's so
I
disjointed.
went into the city, and thank God I did a couple things. First of all, well, I'll tease this. I actually listened to Howard Stern for the first time.
I'll tease this?
Stern's dead to me.
And wow, I couldn't tell you.
Hey, you
I
know you
couldn't
make a
tell you how
podcast.
long it's been. I mean, safe to say,
Longer.
I listened to his show for almost 2
oh, the
hours,
birdie's
and I
back.
haven't done that.
Hi, birdie.
God's
We
honest
are
truth and will over
in
10
the
years.
second minute of the show
I'll have my
now.
I've
thoughts on
had
that
it.
in a
I
second,
can't
but
cover for this guy
And
anymore.
I can't wait for the third.
By the way, I posted that on Twitter. I posted and just
Who
put.
are you mad
I put
at?
no comment.
Fans are nice people.
I put no comment. Like just I put it out there. It got more views than any podcast he's had on. So it's like I helped him.
I've
I helped him. And just now, again, I just helped him again.
I'm ruined because that's what I do now. I go to these people that I hate.
Yes.
Because that's what you do on Twitter. You go to people you hate, and because you and me are the Anne Frank. We got to keep
Of
changing our-
course.
Oh,
Yes.
and by the way, that was the thing. I listened to because I did Who Are These podcasts with our.
Oh, yeah.
And we
They'll be playing this break
Oh, yeah.
of me goofing on Opie on their show. I love those guys.
we analyzed an episode of Stuttering John with
Yes.
Opie where they said,
Dude,
the word-
I listened to the whole thing.
And this is what they said, and I thought this was the funniest part to me. Okay, so we're, you got a guy, Compound Boss, running your Twitter. Okay,
Yes, yes.
And I've
he's
got
great.
Diamond Eugene one
Right.
running mine.
Our
And
assistants.
after you've been banned, it's such a pain in the ass to do, how long what you would have to go through hypothetically if you did.
Oh.
But here's what I think is great about you, according to Opie.
Thank you.
You have set up tens.
Yes, yes.
Upon tens. Like you literally have spent an hour to set up each Twitter account to fucking attack him. You set up burner accounts to attack Opie
Yes.
because you're not busy with anything else.
Gino, let me.
You spend an hour. It takes an hour to set up a fake
set
account.
up a
I'm
fake
told,
account.
and you've done
And that's if you have different phone numbers and stuff, because they kind of check on that.
just to fucking troll Opie. Okay,
just
I'm
to
done.
troll Opie. Well, it's easier for Opie to believe that I do that
That's what
than the
offended me.
horrifying concept of people in mass hating him. Like he can't fathom that people think he sucks, or that and they hate on him and troll him. It's got to be me. By the way, I get a shitload of trolls and hate too. It's part and parcel of the business and being on social media. I don't assume they're Opie making these accounts.
The other thing I love.
First of all, he wouldn't waste an account on me. He'd use it like he does to talk up his account.
But the other thing I love,
show.
and I got sidetracked because I thought of that, which is hilarious. I love looking at people like Opie and John and all the and my enemy. This it doesn't matter that have 100,000 followers.
Oh yeah, 200,000 and over.
When they tweet something, it gets 5 retweets.
It gets
and
nothing.
17 likes because they're all fake. And don't get me wrong. And I know I'm being an 8th grade girl, and I'll own it. But but it gives me such joy.
It really
They're like,
does.
so you lie. So you
Yeah,
lie. Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like that account that's being run for me now, which is like the 5th one that guy was nice enough.
I
to set
know.
up
I
for me
follow him right
because he's
away.
drunk all the time. Doesn't have time.
Or Compound Boss does.
But he's got like about 3,000 followers, and he gets about 20 likes on a great day. But that's fine by me.
That's fine, especially with the ratio like that. Compound Boss only has, I think, just creeping up on
You should check on
25,000.
that. You should call that guy sometime and check.
I should. 25,000 followers, and every single post. Like within minutes, I look and it's like, oh, it's over 100 likes.
it's
and
real people.
It's like real people. Exactly, real people. The Opster, 250,000
But
followers, can't eke out 10 likes on any fucking
by
post.
the way, fun fact, Chad Zumach,
Oh,
when he was
did he purchase some?
hours before he was arrested, he went up 2,000 followers.
Oh.
And then hours after he was arrested, he went down 2,000.
What happened? Oh no! You could purchase those on a credit card.
No, well, but what if you purchased them and then it was found to be a fraudulent charge?
Oh, I think they'd probably cancel the sale.
Wow, would they match? Would the numbers match?
Oh no, poor Chad.
It's just, hey, I must accidentally. None of these cards match.
He's having his day in
These cards
court.
you accidentally put in your wallet where your 3 over limit canceled credit cards
He
were.
said he's having his day in court.